Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 116.
This is the snake episode?
I just lost it there and was like, I'm staring right at it, but my brain wasn't working. It's like right on my screen in giant letters. My name is Rico. I'm here with my co-host,
Dane Cody.
We get together once a week, talk about video games, movies, TV, and whatever the else we like and or want to. But obviously, mostly video games. Dane.
Yo, what's up, dude?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, can't complain. Feeling a lot better after last week. And, weather's nice.
Oh, it's been insane.
Yeah, it's almost like, it's. I never thought I'd say this, but like we could use some rain.
Well, yeah, half the province is on fire, so yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, luckily, knock on wood, not down where I'm at, but yeah, there's a lot of fires going on, and there's a lot of people that are currently evacuated in our province, which is terrifying for them.
If you are new to the show, welcome. If you didn't know, obviously, Dane and I are both from beautiful British Columbia in the wonderful world land of Canada. And yeah, we're just alluding to the big forest fires that are going on. There's quite a few right now and some big evacuations.
I think last I heard there was somewhere in the realm of 40,000 people evacuated.
Yeah, that's what the news said. Jeez.
Yeah. They evacuated Williams Lake and 100 Mile, so...
I don't remember forest fires ever being this big, or like this is just an ongoing story the last few summers, is it not?
Well, last summer we almost had none. My brother tends to he's been a firefighter for many years. He tends to spend his summers as a firefighter, and last year
because that's pretty much did cash, nothing. Right?
Yeah. It has the potential, if there's fires, to make a lot of money. Last year, he pretty much sat on his hands almost all year. The year before,
but the year before was bad too.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. There was that one that he was on up near Kelowna, and there was another one down near Harrison Lake that he ended up being on. This year, there's another one at Harrison Lake, and luckily, there's not one over by Kelowna, at least not yet. Although there was the one in between Kelowna, over by. There was one in the Okanagan in between Kelowna and Vernon, which was kind of terrifying. I'm not sure if they've got that one if they've got that one sort of sorted yet, or what's going on with that. But
just seems like the whole world is on fire lately.
Yeah,
I don't remember big fires like this being such a norm in the summer.
Well, growing up where I grew up in the interior, it definitely there was a few years where we thought we were going to have to evacuate. So,
but they I don't know, it just seems so common now. Like in the U.S., in California, there's always raging crazy ass fires. BC lately now, it's like I don't know. Call me a loony or conspiracy theorist, but man, it kind of screams global warming if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely seeing more warm, hot weather than we were seeing in past years, for sure.
The sad part is, it's like asshole human caused, like some dick who smokes throwing a cigarette butt out his window.
Yeah, currently there's probably, from what I understand, roughly maybe half of the fires that we're currently got going on were man-caused. And the other half were like due to lightning strikes and other stuff during like the storm a few weeks ago.
Lightning bolt.
Yep. Those are real bad.
Lame.
So, they can definitely cause a problem.
I am nowhere near any fires.
Yeah, no, I'm lucky. I was in Kelowna, about 10 years when a large portion of the west part of Kelowna all lit on fire and burned down.
Well, yeah, like Kelowna right now is like evacuation center. Apparently, like there's nowhere to stay there. They're overflowing.
Yeah, well, that's what happens, unfortunately.
It's crazy. So yeah, if you've never been here before, sometimes we shoot the shit, sometimes we don't. But what we do every week is talk about what we've been playing, get into some news. Public service announcements, don't have any this week unless we magically come up with one during the show, and our free-for-all. But of course, before we even get into that, we have our designated drinking section. Dane.
Jazz?
Oh, no, I missed a part.
Oh.
You can't be a geekaholic without being an alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
Dane, what are you drinking?
Tonight I'm actually drinking some wine. Drinking some white wine.
With the ladies?
Actually, it's funny enough. It's some white wine by a company out of, I believe it was Washington State, and the bottle was actually called Can. It's delicious.
I like white wine.
Yeah.
I like whites better than red.
Yeah, I don't mind either, but tonight my wife had opened this bottle, and I was like, oh, that seems like a nice thing to enjoy, so I thought I'd have some of that.
Like, it's a known fact that I'm a sore excuse of a drinker.
That's true, you are.
Being raised in a house where my dad made wine, like, every year for a better part of my life. When I lived at home and had, like, almost an endless supply of hardcore Portuguese strong red wine, I just never got a taste for it.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't really fault you. Like, I don't know. I kind of got into wine when I lived in Kelowna over in the Okanagan, where there's a ton of vineyards and wineries. And, I don't know. I kind of got a taste for it, just going to the vineyards and trying the different wines and stuff like that. But I tend to be like you. I tend to lean more towards the reds. But I find as I'm getting older and as I'm drinking more of it, that I tend to have more of a palate for the reds as well.
Yeah.
So,
I don't really have a drink, but I just took a swig from the Crown Royal bottle that was down here.
Yeah, like a man.
Because I think
I'll put some hair on your chest, man.
I'm not going to get into it. If I sound a little off, excuse me. Kind of had some major family drama yesterday. No one's dead. Someone is hurt. Not majorly, but it's heart crushing. Everyone's going to be okay. Scars heal. And everything's going to be all right. So I don't know if I sound a little bit off. It's just some shit went down and nothing to worry about. No one freak out. Not that I think anyone is going to, but if I sound a little off, it's just some shit's weighing on me. So, and no one's dying. So it's not even me. It's like everything is going to be okay, but just had a pretty shitty day yesterday. So, if I'm off, that's my excuse.
Fair enough. Man.
So this weekend.
Yeah.
D23 happened. Actually, a few things happened this weekend. Evo happened this weekend.
I wasn't sure if did Evo happen last weekend?
Yeah, it happened last weekend in Las Vegas. Yeah,
I feel like I missed it this year.
I saw lots of stories on Kotaku, which seemed to highlight a lot of the big matches quite often, and some Twitter followers I know were. But yeah, it didn't seem to.
I don't know. Like, was it quieter this year or something? Like, I didn't see a lot.
I don't know what.
News.
Maybe D23 it was much louder and kind of drowned it out because it was huge. The venue, like I saw the venue of Evo, it looked enormous, and I think it was on ESPN as well, ESPN2.
Oh wow!
So it's no lack of coverage. It just seemed. I don't know. Maybe it's just the sites in our universe we're in just wasn't really covering it that much.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's hilarious because before the show we talked, and I somehow didn't even realize D23 was happening. I saw the Star Wars stories that had come out.
I knew D23 was happening because D23 always happens around my wedding anniversary, the weekend after my wedding anniversary, it seems, because it was happening when we were in Disneyland last year.
Fair enough. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah, like we were in Disneyland last year when D23 went down. There was some news at Evo. They talked about a new fighting game from the Akira Soft. I think that's what it's called. Did you see that?
They're
They're the guys who made Street Fighter EX.
Interesting.
You probably weren't even born yet.
Oh, give me a break. I played lots of Street Fighter EX.
That's the 3D, the weird
it was
3D
the weird
one
3D
with the
Street Fighter.
strange
Came out on the
characters and
PlayStation.
so forth. Yeah, that they're making a new game. They don't have a name for it.
Not even born
But it has
yet.
some of
You're
the
not
characters.
that much older than me, jackass.
I know, I'm just exaggerating. It was I was getting at the fact it was a pretty niche title.
Yeah. They made a
It was
second
quite a
one
while
for
ago.
PS2, didn't they?
I think they might have.
I'm pretty sure
don't
there was
know.
an EX2 that I played at some point.
Yeah, I liked them. They were
They were like they were a little bit. They were like Street Fighter with like a little bit of Tekken in them.
yeah.
Because you could like do the side, like maybe even Tekken wouldn't be a great. I almost think that more Virtual Fighter actually. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud,
West 2D head-to-head fighting 3D game or 3D graphics.
interesting.
Yeah,
So it's going to be a
Akira.
2D though.
Yeah, it's like Tekken. It's 3D, 2D.
I thought Tekken was 3D.
Well, yes and no. It's kind of on a 2D plane. You can duck and dodge up and down, I guess, but it's still primarily a
You can
two-dimensional
slide
plane.
side to side.
Yeah, but it's still primarily
Okay,
plays
fair
like a 2D fighting game.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're getting at. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the wiki for it. But anyway, they teased this new game that's just unnamed, which everyone was pretty hyped about. It looks all right. I like the EX game, so that's cool.
What have they made since the EX games?
I have no idea. I'd have to look up a wiki of them.
Fair enough.
Let's see.
Let's
Akira.
take a look.
Tokyo, Japan. Street Fighter EX, EX Plus, EX Alpha, EX2, EX3.
Ooh, did that get released here? I wonder. Wow, they've released a bunch of games actually.
Yeah, Nintendo published games Endless Ocean on the Wii. Dr. Mario Online.
Okay, so they made EX3 and so
3D,
EX1 and 2
they did
were
a
on the
bunch of the
PlayStation.
3D classics on the 3DS.
Yeah. Oh, Endless Ocean was them as well. Like you've already
Tekken.
said, I'm sure.
Bust a Move Universe 3DS. They seem to do just like random. They seem to be like a contract house. It's like doing
Oh, Everblue was them on PlayStation 2.
quite a few franchise games. Like they've done Mega Man.
It's interesting
Dragon
though.
Ball
I'm
Z,
trying to figure out what they've been
Tetris.
doing for the last several years because like it looks like everything that I'm seeing from them was like 2012, 2011, like almost nothing. Okay, 2013 was Dr. Luigi.
The newest thing I can
Wii U.
find is Dr. Mario Miracle Cure on the 3DS.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah,
oh, okay, it
they're a
looks
little-
like they did Teddy Together in 2016 for
Yeah, I
Namco
don't even know
Bandai.
what that is.
Me neither.
That clearly didn't come out here. Yeah, little contract studio, obviously.
Fair enough.
But Street Fighter EX being their big title. So they teased a new game coming out 2018. I think that was the big news out of EVO. But obviously, D23 was off the hook with news. They revealed the Star Wars land layout.
That was super cool. I watched that video where they do like the cruise through. They had like the model and they did the fly through so you can take a look
or I
at it.
meant to retweet it or post it. If I didn't, I'll have to find it.
It was super cool.
They do like a 3D fly through of basically what the Star Wars land is going to look like. And they have a name now. It's Star Wars Galaxy's End is what they call the park or the amusement or whatever experience. There was some Last Jedi behind the scenes stuff, an Infinity War trailer / teaser. These were things that only people on site could see. They never published these online.
Right.
There was other announcements as well. Toy Story Land is coming to the Florida parks.
Interesting.
To Hollywood Studios next year, which is kind of cool. Everyone likes Toy Story. Kingdom Hearts 3 had a new trailer and a release date coming 2018.
They also announced why on earth they are so slow / so late with that game. And apparently they said the reason they're having, or the reason this game is taking them so long is that because they were about 3/4 of the way through, and then they switched to the Unreal Engine, and they had to start all over again. So
yeah, 2018, and already people were making fun of that with posts saying, "Oh, get ready for the delay on that." I hope it comes out in 2018. It looks really cool. The big thing they unveiled with that, and this was in our news, so we probably won't talk about it in news, was there's a Toy Story world, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I was never a big Kingdom Hearts fan, but man, the fan base for that franchise is something else. They like
I'm
their
kind of
Kingdom
with
Hearts.
you. It always had this weird... It was this weird cross for me, at least, between... It wasn't an RPG, but it wasn't an action game.
It's like a halfway between a Muso game and an RPG game.
Yeah, and it always, I don't know, like, between the controls and the way the game, it was not an easy game either, from what I remember. I remember it being somewhat difficult, but
I own the first and second, and
yeah, I
don't think I've even played. I don't think I've even played the second, and I never finished the first.
Yeah, I played a bit of, I think it was the second one, and never really got into it though.
Yeah, neither did I. It never hooked me either. The on the outside, the visuals look cool and the appeal looks cool, but
totally,
I feel like I like the Disney stuff and I don't like the Square half of it.
See, and I like both. I mean, I love the Square half. I love the Disney half. I thought it was a great idea. But it just, the gameplay for me, I tried to like it. It was one of those things that I wanted to like really bad. And I don't know, it never hooked me. To be fair, I don't know. We'll see when the third comes out, and if
the trailers look cool.
I know, I'm super interested.
Like the gameplay looks pretty good. So maybe we'll have to jump in on this one. And hopefully, we won't have to have played the other ones to understand what the hell's going on.
Probably will. We'll probably both play it and be like super confused as to what the hell's going on.
Another thing out of D23 was there's a Star Wars hotel coming as well. I think it's Florida.
That looks awesome.
Which is like beyond a themed hotel. It's almost like an experience in that everyone working in the hotel is in character, and apparently every guest gets a storyline. And people in the hotel react to you in the storyline that you're part of. It sounds unreal.
Yeah, it
Either
sounds
way,
super cool.
We're staying. I already told my wife we're staying there. I don't know when it opens, but we're already planning our trip to Disney World in 2019 because Star Wars Land.
Yeah, so my wife and I were already talking about it, and I was like,
Star Wars
Galaxy's a thing.
Yeah, because that'll be cool, because in 2019 you also have the Toy Story Land as well, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
And they also mentioned a new Guardians ride coming to Epcot, and a new Tron ride. And the Tron ride is basically the same Tron ride they have in Disneyland Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything about the Tron ride, but I assume it's probably cool if they're wanting to bring it here.
Seems,
and they're
like
not doing the same.
Cool.
They're not doing the same thing as the Guardians Breakout ride or reconversion of Tower of Terror at California Adventure at Disneyland. It's like a different Guardians experience in Disney World.
Okay.
So they didn't go into much details, like whether it's like, an experience or a ride or what, but I don't know. From what I understood, it seemed like the rumor I heard was that they were repurposing what do they call it? The big ball at Epcot is a ride. The big giant ball at Epcot?
So when I was there, when I was a kid, it was, this was, let's see, I was there in 97. So this is 20 years ago now. It was a future tech. I guess you could kind of call it a ride. It was like a trolley ride going through time from the past into the future. Yeah, and the one that when I was there, it was sponsored by General Motors, and it was showing all the different like cars and stuff like that, and what they thought future cars were going to look like, and future technology and all that kind of stuff.
Oh wow, it's changed it Definitely doesn't have that GM stuff anymore.
I'm sure it doesn't. Like I said, that was 97.
What's it called now? Spaceship Earth is what it is. I don't know. It's, what I heard is that's going to become a Guardians thing, which seems cool. I don't know. That's probably a couple of years away at least. But yeah, D23, man, they had a lot of announcements. I read or watched someone who had seen the Infinity War teaser, and that sounds amazing.
Yeah, man.
I hope they release that online soon. I don't know. Some of that stuff never gets out because it's like this is the special thank you for you, the most dedicated fans who came here type thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. I'm super, on one hand, I think it's super cool, but I do like it when they release it, like, say, 6 months later or something like that for kind of like everybody else.
I'm pretty sure a lot of that footage is just going to become part of the first trailer.
Yeah.
I think it was like 5 minutes long or something, so it was like pretty significant.
Wow.
But the people who had seen it were freaking blown away.
Looks real good.
And then, of course, this weekend we're going into San Diego Comic-Con. So by the time this is released, that will have started. And if there's any crazy announcements or stories coming out of that, unfortunately, we won't be able to talk about it until next week. It's not a lot of gaming. From what I heard, a lot of the big Hollywood and gaming stuff have kind of stepped back on San Diego a little bit.
Well,
which has been nice.
Maybe gaming stuff, but definitely not Hollywood. Hollywood's like fucking people have been like, this year.
Yeah, people have been getting kind of upset at how it was just getting overtaken by movies and stuff. But
oh yeah, though that stuff's all happening still.
Apparently, it's getting to a good mix, though.
I hear they have scaled back the video game side of it, though.
So that's it for random stuff. Our convention con talk.
I'm jealous of all my friends that are currently on their way to San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, my Twitter feed's like blowing up, and I'm like, oh man, I've always wanted to go, but it would be really expensive. The hotels and stuff sell out quite quickly, and I think it's like difficult, if not. I think it's harder to get a pass to Comic-Con than it is to PAX, and getting passes to PAX are pretty hard.
Yeah, I've heard nightmares of people trying to get, especially San Diego Comic-Con.
And they're not cheap.
No, they're not. Oh. It's there was a time when I really, really, really wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con, and I feel like at this point now in my life, I'm not sure if I would appreciate it as much as I feel like I would have at one point. Just because partly how it's changed and partly how, I don't know, I think what it is so different than what I think it is, if that makes any sense. If it's kind of similar to the Fan Expo Vancouver that we have here, just on a much, much bigger scale.
I started seeing photos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tonight, like it's, I don't know if it's like a different scale or a different level of access, or if it's a media thing. But people have been posting photos from the show floor today, so I'm not sure if that's like preview night. So I don't know what preview night at Comic-Con is. I wonder if you pay or if it's like a media thing. I have no idea.
Right. Interesting.
It looks cool. It looks like a gigantic PAX, but replace all the games booths with comic book booths and toy booths. Like, it looks freaking cool.
Oh yeah, that part of it looks awesome.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I love everything there, but I'd rather go to a PAX and E3 first.
Yeah, that's
if someone was willing to put me up, I'll come to Comic-Con. Hook me up, invite me. I'll pay my way to fly there and buy my pass. But if I have somewhere to stay, that might entice me to go.
If you could get a pass. I mean, I'm sure it's just like PAX or any of these other shows, though. I'm sure you could, even if you didn't have one, I'm sure you could show up there and pick one up.
Just walk in the door.
Well, no, I just mean like I'm sure you could easily. I'm sure people are selling them like they are outside of PAX every year.
Did you see that video on Facebook? You just reminded me of a Facebook stupid viral freaking post. Did you see the post of that kid who snuck into the Conor McGregor Mayfield freaking weigh-in in the UK?
No, I didn't see that.
So this kid, I don't know if he's like a YouTube personality or what, and I saw this on my Facebook feed last week or earlier this week. Apparently, he found what the passes looked like from one of the guys, I think from Connor's like limo driver or someone had posted them on Instagram. So then he took from that photo, you know how people show their badges when they go to cons and stuff and post them? He took from that and basically edited a version of the badge.
Oh, wow.
So he made a fake badges. He made a VIP one and some other one. And then he got dressed up in a suit and this and that. And then he's just like, was hanging around like some side entrance and basically was like, oh, I see my chance. Like I'm going in with these guys. And then he just like walked in with a crew of like one of the fighters' crews. And then was in there. And then once he was in, he was just all over the place, walking around.
Right.
He was literally...
Because once you're in, you're kind of in, right?
Yeah, like once you get past no one really looks at... Like, they don't even really look at your badges to begin with. The sad thing about this is this video's... I think it was 24 million views when I saw it. I think it's going to be up 30 or 40 by now. I'm pretty sure they're going to start looking at badges at shit like this. He didn't do anything bad. Like, he just went in and had backstage access. Like, he was literally arm's length from Conor McGregor.
Wow.
And it's just like, you know, he didn't do anything bad, but at the same time, it's like, it kind of demonstrated that, like, doesn't take a lot to sneak into this kind of shit.
Yeah.
So it's scary, not scary. Like, I think it's awesome that he did that. And, like, I think we've snuck into stuff before at PAX and elsewhere. And it's like, we just walk in and act like we belong there and no one ever says anything.
Yep, that's definitely happened.
Yeah, like
it all depends. Like, there's definitely the situations where you can just kind of, as long as you're confident enough and you seem like you're supposed to be there, and you know you've got.
Yeah, we snuck into that party. Was that last year or the year before? That's the one I remember. We just walked in like at the Hard Rock, and it was like a private party. But we just like,
oh yeah, I remember that now.
I'm like, I remember telling you like, just walk straight in, don't look at anyone, and no one will say anything.
Yeah.
And we just both walked straight in, didn't look at anybody, and no one said anything. Just acted like we needed to belong.
Yes.
That was a Tomb Raider party or
yes,
GameSpot
the Tomb Raider launch
something?
party.
Yeah.
The Square Enix, I don't even know if were they kind of funny yet, or was it still Greg Miller?
No, it was I think one of the first kind of funny things.
Yeah.
But it wasn't their event. It was they were there.
Yeah, they were there.
As opposed to last year, they had their event there.
Yeah, exactly.
That was pretty funny. But yeah, it's like, if you're just confident and just like, I belong here, no one says anything.
Yep.
It was an awesome video.
That's interesting. I'll have to check it out.
So I guess we can get into what you've been playing. You know, we've been BSing for half an hour now. Everyone's like, God damn it, these guys don't talk about video games. What the?
Hey. We talk about video games. Hey, Rick. What you been playing?
I've been playing some new shit.
What?
And some old shit.
Tell me more.
I'm still playing Fire Emblem.
You haven't beat that yet?
Well, I'm on the 4th act now.
Okay.
I'm very far in the 4th act.
Is there just 4 acts? Is that?
There's 5.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen this crazy difficulty spike. I haven't lost a mission since that last one. I lost in Act 3, so... I don't know if it was just I tackled it wrong, but it's definitely harder than last Fire Emblems because usually I just steamroll through them all.
Right.
So this one's a little tougher because I don't know if it's just the type of allies I got. I think I missed out on a really good ally. I think I killed them when I shouldn't have.
Yep, it's a
Fire
Emblem
makes
game.
Me upset, but so I'm still doing that. But I remember when I said I installed Wolfenstein.
Yes,
I actually started playing Wolfenstein.
Game's real good.
That game is really good.
Yeah.
That's like Doom, but with Nazis.
I was just going to say, if you liked Doom, I was kind of surprised to hear that you hadn't played Wolfenstein through yet.
I started it and something pulled me away from it. And then after the Bethesda thing at E3,
you were like,
the Wolfenstein 2,
check that shit out.
How excited everyone was for that announcement. And I'm like, well, I'm not excited. Like, why am I not excited? I want to be excited. So I went back and played the New Order, and that's a really good shooter.
Did you play all the way through it, or just like
no?
How far are you?
I'm probably a third of the way through.
Okay, so you and I are probably similar places. Then
it's cool that
I had a weird. I kind of had a similar situation with you where I played a bunch. I played definitely further than you did. And then I don't know what happened, but something has pulled me away. And now you're talking about playing it. And it's kind of made me think maybe I should reinstall it and finish playing
I'm going to
it.
play through it. Had the Destiny 2 beta not started, I probably would still be playing Wolfenstein.
Right.
It's real good. I like how you unlock perks by doing certain activities.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole, like, perk tree that unlocks, like, get 10 stealth kills, get 10 execution kills, get headshots.
It's a cool thing because it's a neat way of, instead of just kill a bunch of dudes or do a bunch of stuff and get a bunch of experience or a bunch of money to unlock stuff, but you actually, there's suddenly you're beginning to think like, okay, yeah, I have to change my play style to kill a bunch of dudes with shotguns or blow their feet off with shotguns or something like that in order to get a perk or unlock something that you need, or you know what I mean? Like, I think it's neat. I think it's a really cool idea.
It's got like the run slide. It's got all the modern shooting game conventions. Not that it's that old. It's only a few years old, but I don't know why I stopped playing it. And the start of the game, people always say is the worst part, the opening mission. It wasn't that bad.
No, it's not great, but it's definitely
it does get monumentally better once you like unlock or get into the game proper.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. Like, I'm really upset that I didn't beat this now because it's an excellent game. I've owned it for a long time.
Yep.
And it's super cheap now. So if you liked Doom, that fast, because it's a super fast shooter. Like, oh my God. I imagine the frame rate on my machine is in the hundreds of frames per second.
To be fair, there's also some fairly stealthy missions that you take on in that game that are pretty cool, that are a little slower. As you get a little further on and some stuff goes down, it's definitely not just run and gun a little.
No, lots of cutscenes.
Like Doom, because if you try to play it kind of like Doom, you're definitely going to get mowed down quickly.
And there's even like dialogue sections where you're like talking and sitting and talking to people.
Oh yeah, and there's some fairly large decisions that you have to make as well.
It's a good game. It's pretty high rated, 9 out of 10 on Steam.
I'm not surprised.
That's a pretty good score considering how many people review it on Steam. I don't know what the Metacritic is, but I don't even know how expensive it is right now. Let's see what it is on Steam right now. Oh, $26.49 Canadian. So probably like $5 American. But to be honest, this game goes super on sale during every Steam sale. This game is on sale quite often.
I feel like it was $5 on the last Steam sale or something like that. It was really cheap.
I think I bought it on the Steam sale like a year or two ago.
I know I did.
Yeah, so May 2014. So it's not that old. Like 3 years old. 3 years old now. So it makes sense, the sequel. It's an awesome game. I really regret missing it. And it brings me back to what I was talking about doing a couple shows ago, playing freaking games I already own.
Yeah, man.
It's an awesome, I don't know. I think it's awesome. Twitch-based shooter. And it's gory too.
Oh yeah. No, they did not hold any punches.
It's got that Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein. It's a Wolfenstein game, like gibbing enemies, blowing heads off, blowing limbs off,
and you know
blowing them in half, literally.
It feels good shooting Nazis again.
It does feel good.
Right?
It feels really good.
You're just like, fuck you, Nazi. Boom.
Because they're really bad in this game.
Oh yeah, they do a great job of making you fucking hate them.
They're like really bad.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone's not familiar, basically the Nazis have won the war. And they're basically a world superpower. I don't think in this game they've taken over the US or invaded the US quite yet. I don't know. I haven't gotten far enough to know that point, because your character, spoiler alert, on a 3-year-old game, don't listen to the next 10 seconds. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Your guy wakes up from a coma 14 years from when the opening happens.
Yeah.
And basically they're like, there is no US Army. So
nope.
I don't know the extent of how bad they, like, either the army doesn't exist and it's just a rebellion. Haven't gotten that far, but sounds like it's just a rebellion at this point. Cool game. I can't believe it took me so long to get back to it. That's a good thing. It's a good feeling, and playing a game that I freaking already own and not wasting money on something new.
Yeah, and I think I still have a save game for it, so I think
I was hoping I was going to have a save game, but the good thing I didn't, because that first mission is your tutorial, so...
Yeah, I'm 99% sure I still have a save game for that somewhere.
You've got dual wielding, you've got old school carried freaking 50 weapons. That's an exaggeration. I don't know how many you can carry, but you definitely aren't. It's not your modern carry 2 guns and a handgun type thing.
Yeah.
You can carry a lot of weapons. I also played, sorry. I'm like, bleh, total brain farting. Go play Wolfenstein. And then I got into PS4 territory. I played some Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, that story demo they released.
Right. Okay. I have not heard great things about that.
I had a quick match at E3 and it seemed okay, but now that I've had more time with it, I understand why the community is not happy with this game.
Yeah.
1, it doesn't look very good. 2, it
doesn't feel like Marvel vs. Capcom at all?
It does, but they don't have any of the characters anybody wants, or at least the versions of even characters they have are like the wrong versions.
Ugh.
And it's such a limited, like, the story mode doesn't let you go to a character select screen. You do get to play quite a few characters in this mission. I don't know how many exactly, but like, I played as Rocket Raccoon, Captain Marvel, Thor, Mega Man, Chris Redfield.
Okay.
Who else? Dante.
Chris Redfield, really?
Yeah, from
Weird.
Resident Evil.
All right.
Who else? Shit, I've played as more, but now I'm having a brain fart. But yeah, it's just like, no. I don't know where they went so wrong on this. I don't know whose fault it is, if it's Capcom or if it's Marvel's meddling. I don't know.
Like, I was...
Consider how rad the old one is, and it's still played at, like, EVO and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of heard that was sort of the case in it.
And the story mode's freaking terrible. Oh, it's just bad. It's bad voice acting. It's like, it wants to be like the Mortal Kombat story mode, so they are making an attempt, so I'll give them props to that. It's better than the shit they have in Street Fighter V. Right. Street Fighter V has awesome characters and an awesome fighting engine. Like, it's just disappointing. I think
Street Fighter V was kind of lauded because obviously it didn't ship with the story mode, and they tried to bolt one on. But
like, people still like Street Fighter V. Like, they're playing it competitively.
Yeah, I feel like that's because Capcom is the one pushing that, though, more than anybody else.
It's not as popular as Street Fighter 4 ever was, I don't think, but it's still pretty popular. But yeah, it's this game. I don't know. Compared to Tekken 7 and Injustice 2, which I want to pick up when those go on sale, I'm just not picking them up now because I know I'm not going to give them the time they deserve, especially for an $80 Canadian game right now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wait for those on sale, but I actually want those 2 games. I don't really want Marvel vs. Capcom at all. Unless it's on a super sale, I doubt that I will be picking this game up.
Oof,
because I don't see the character lineup changing big time.
Right.
The art style is definitely not going to change, and it's just like, it's just weird looking. The characters look weird. The faces look weird. Like, they have Thor, but he looks crappy. Yeah, it's just, download it. Check it out for yourself. You're the freaking Marvel dude. You're the
Well, to be honest with you, when they announced that they were doing this game, and they more or less said that they were going to not do it the way that everybody wanted, because of course they're going to try and do the universe tie-in bullshit. So they definitely didn't want to add, they don't want to add Wolverine, they don't want to add the X-Men, they don't want to add the Fantastic Four, and those are all huge characters that I used to play a lot of.
Yeah, they're like staples of this franchise, and it's like
exactly.
Just throwing them all out the window.
Yeah, that kind of, like, I know it sounds petty or whatever, but that right off the bat kind of made me not want to play this. And then when I heard that the changes and the way that this sort of was playing, and then I'd kind of heard the talks surrounding it, and it just didn't really do anything to make me want to play it anymore.
The Infinity Stone powers are cool, and the supers are cool.
Yeah.
That's about it. And I don't think this game's going to change much between now and release. That's I don't know.
Right.
We'll see what happens. Speaking of good demos I played, I got in that Destiny 2 beta.
Yeah, you got in the early access beta, right? I'm going to download it for the weekend, and I'm sure I'll play it like Saturday morning. And
when it's open access.
I pre-ordered the PC version because
as did I. I have a PC pre-ordered, code waiting to be redeemed for August.
I bought
this game's really pretty.
So
I said it was pretty when I went to E3, but seeing it at home on my TV, which blows away the ones that they had at E3.
Yeah.
This game looks awesome. I feel like I'm playing, when you play here's my PC Master Race assholeness that some console players do not know the difference, but you know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
When you play a shooter on PS4 and Xbox, they look good.
Yeah.
But when you play the same shooter on a PC, the clarity, the texture level, the sharpness, the image quality is just a notch up. It's very noticeable.
Yeah, it can be depending on the game, especially.
It doesn't look like shit on PS4 and Xbox. Don't get me wrong.
Awesome.
It doesn't look like shit. But there's definitely, when you go to the PC version, it's like, oh, this is like crystal clear. This is super vivid. Whereas it's like there's just a little haze on the console versions. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's how I feel like Destiny, this Destiny right now, 1 looks compared to this. But I'm not on a PC, I'm on my PS4. And I'm getting that visual, upgrade in clarity.
You do have a Pro, too, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I do have a Pro. But I think even on the standard, it probably looks as good. Well, maybe not. I saw video quality comparisons between the Pro and the other one, and there's definitely an improvement in the finer image details on the Pro.
Well, I mean, the Pro mixed with your 4K TV is definitely going to help, right?
Higher quality textures. It looks great. It plays fantastic. It's unfortunately not 4K 60, which is what we're going to get with the PC. But besides that 60 frames per second and the mouse and keyboard controls, visually, this game looks like a high-end PC game shooter on my Pro. I'm very impressed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
I can't wait to play with a mouse and keyboard.
From a geeky standpoint, about how it looks. It looks awesome. But the opening story mission, it's that freaking Taken King level of storytelling.
Oh, that's good.
There's multiple cutscenes. There's interactive scenes within the game. The cutscenes look like they're in engine, which is awesome. The storytelling already blows away anything they've done in Destiny 1, and it's just the opening mission of the game.
I heard a quote that somebody at Bungie, I don't remember who it was exactly, but they were saying that they hope that people get almost sick of how much story is in Destiny 2.
Yes,
because everybody got so bent out of shape about how little story or how bad the story it was in Destiny 1.
Yeah, how little and how disjointed it was. You had to make your story in Destiny 1.
And how much of the story was told in the Grimoire cards that you had to access outside of the game.
It was buried in menus.
It wasn't readily accessible. So it sounds like they really fixed that this time around. So I'm really curious. Do you remember how big it was out of curiosity?
The download?
Yeah.
I want to say it was around 15 gigs.
Oh, it's actually really good. I was expecting it to be like 50, so...
No.
I had to free up some space on the weekend for an update to Destiny 1 for crying out loud. I was like, oh man, I should jump in and play some Destiny. And then I went to play it and it was like, there's an update. And I was like, oh, I've got like 50 gig, or I think I had 39 gigs free on my PlayStation 4. And it was like, nope, not enough space. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
You need to get yourself that 2 terabyte internal drive. Suck it.
I'm just going to slap on a 2 terabyte external drive.
Yeah, now you can. Didn't have that option when I went to 2 terabytes, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'll probably just pick up something and plug it in because I'm lazy like that. Although I might not be able to do that because with the PlayStation VR, I need my USB slots.
Obviously... Luke Smith was the lead designer, I think, is what his position was. I don't know, on Taken King.
Oh, okay. Is he the guy that took the reins on this?
Yeah, he's the main man behind this Destiny 2 campaign. And yeah, it
shows, is what you're saying?
It absolutely shows. The storytelling's top notch. The motivation is there. You want to know what's going on. You give a shit, whereas the first one really made no fucking sense. I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain. Bullshit like that from the first one. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
well, there's a reason why we said that Destiny 1 was the best, worst game we'd ever played.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm freaking choked that I still have to wait a couple months. Well, I guess not a couple months, a month and a half now, I guess.
Right around the time
I can already tell
you're getting the full game, that's when I'll be getting my open beta for the PC, though. So
I can already tell that this is going to be another. I'm probably going to double the 600-700 hours I've already put in the first one.
Oh boy!
You get the 3 class. So you choose what class you want to play with in this.
Okay.
After you beat the story mission, it opens up the strike, and then the PvP levels. There's 2.
Right.
There's gear you can actually unlock playing the PvP and the strike.
Okay, cool.
Everyone comes equipped with a full like epic set of gear and a bunch of weapons. You pretty much have every weapon type, depending on what class you choose. They may have some weapons and may not have others, but pretty much you should be able to play with any type of weapon you want. They've got the grenade launcher in there.
Oh wow,
which is new. The submachine gun type weapon, which is also new,
right?
As well as all the returning weapons,
assault rifles and hand cannons and pistols and stuff.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! When you play the campaign mission, if you don't want to know, plug your ears for 10 seconds. Each class gets a unique exotic weapon.
Oh, cool!
Right at the top of the story. Obviously, I don't think this shit's going to carry over into the main game.
That'd be kind of cool, but
maybe in the full game, I don't know, they might change this part of the mission. It might just be to give us a chance to play with an exotic weapon, so I don't know if this is going to carry over to the main game. But each class gets a different one. The Titan gets... it's an automatic... Yeah, it's an automatic rifle, but it's that handheld predator gun.
Oh, okay.
Spinning machine gun.
Right.
But it's a primary weapon, which is pretty sweet. It's got
that is cool.
100 shot clip.
Wow.
It's all right. It's not bad. The hunter gets, I can't remember the name of it. I don't remember the names of any of them. The hunter gets a hand cannon, obviously.
Right.
Which, when you kill your enemies, they explode.
Nice.
which is really cool because it can set off like little chain reactions of guys exploding or just causing damage to nearby enemies. And the Warlock gets an automatic rifle, which I would say is kind of like, what the hell was the Sparky AK in Destiny 1? I can't remember the name now.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't want to. Zalo Supercell.
Sure. That sounds about right.
That's the name. It's an exotic in Destiny 1, which came out in one of the later expansions. It was basically the Lightning AK.
Okay.
This is kind of like that. As you're killing and shooting enemies, the gun actually charges up and you can see like electricity coming off of it. And then it eventually starts chain lightning kills. When you kill a guy, lightning flashes out and hits nearby enemies and it causes chain reactions. And it actually, every time the lightning kicks off, it like the gun reloads. So if you're killing tons of guys in succession and it's charged up, literally it has a bottomless clip.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I was in one section of the game fighting these guys and I'm like, I haven't had to reload for a really long time, but I never actually looked at a perk for the gun. And then I'm noticing it's like my gun's reloading, like refilling as I'm just keeping it pinned, trigger down all the way. I'm like, I think this gun is amazing.
That sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite of the three exotics. That one, then the handgun, then the hunter's handgun, and then the Titan's automatic rifle.
Yeah, see, I only played a Titan in the first game. I'm kind of half tempted to
do all three.
Yeah.
You get the two subclasses for each. You can change them. You can customize them. They're a little different. In this time around, you have a defensive... I don't know what they're called, but if you hold down circle...
Right.
You can choose, like depending on what subclass you're using. With the Warlock, he drops down an area of effect power, which buffs damage, or he has one that increases defense and healing.
Oh, okay.
And you can choose which one you want. So you can have a buff or you can have a healing. The Titan drops cover. And depending on what cover he drops, I think one of them reloads your weapons when you take cover, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's
so if you're
cool.
in the middle of nowhere with no cover, you drop down this like energy wall, which is really neat. The hunter has their dodge, their little dodge roll. They had another one, but I haven't played with them all. You get to play with the new is it Fire Dawn? Fireblade? What the fuck's the name of it? The new Warlock subclass with the flamey sword.
Oh, right.
Which is pretty sweet.
The
captain.
Oh, what is that called now? Dang it. Okay.
Dawnblade. That's it.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome. Super for the Warlock class. You get the Captain America shield with Titan.
Right.
And you get to play with that freaking... I don't know what you call it, the freaking big lance lightning stick with the hunter. It's flipping around, smacking people and blowing them up with electricity. I've played the starting mission with all of them. I haven't played the strike, which I've played the strike already before at E3. So I haven't seen what the loot drops are like. And I'm going to play some more and get more comfortable with the different subclasses.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's Destiny, and I really like it, and it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah,
and
so you're pretty...
like, oh, it's such a big tease. So at the same time, it's like, I played the starting mission already with each character once so that I can unlock them.
Right.
So that I could play the strike with all of them. Because when I played the strike at E3, I played it as a Warlock, so I wanted to try it with Captain America Titan.
Right, yeah.
I definitely want to try it with the Hunter as well, but... at the same time, I was like feeling guilty playing because I'm like, oh, just gonna have to do this all over again. I'm like, I should just go back to Wolfenstein.
I know, that's kind of where I'm a little bit. I really want to play the Destiny 2 beta this weekend, but
if you're gonna check out the Destiny 2 beta, you should definitely at the very least pick your favorite class and check out that. Well, it makes you play the opening mission. You can't get into any of the other stuff until you play the opening mission.
Right.
At the very least, play that, and then you will see how much improved this is compared to Destiny 1's like campaign. And then basically it's a selling point. That's the test drive that's going to be like, oh, this is awesome. And then everything else is just gravy, right? After that, there's no patrols in this. So you can't roam around any of the open spaces and do like the side missions and stuff, which is kind of unfortunate. But
that is kind of too bad.
Then again, that might be a little too much.
I mean, I guess to be fair, wasn't that a large chunk of the first Destiny beta?
It was the whole first planet. Little did we all know we were playing the whole opening planet and section of the game. Like, that was a pretty sizable demo for Destiny 1.
Which, in hindsight, I played a lot of that beta, and by the time Destiny came out, I was fine playing it again, but at the same time, I was a little bit like, shit, I gotta play this all again.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like it was too much, so I think that's why they dialed this back a bit. But
I think for me, what I'm going to do this weekend, I'll maybe play it Saturday morning for a bit, and then I probably won't play it anymore, just to keep it kind of interesting. I'll pick one, you said.
Do they want that mission, the opening mission, and be like, oh, wow, this is amazing? And if you're really still into it, maybe play the Strike once, and then you're good enough.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to play the Strike once with one of the other, with either the Hunter or the Titan, and I'll probably stop playing. Actually, I'll probably do that tonight after we're done recording. But yeah, man, that's good. That game's going to do so good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be...
It's a huge upgrade.
Huge.
So,
and the thing for me is like in another month, in August or whatever, there's going to be the beta for the PC. So there's going to be that as well, which I'm sure is going to be the same beta.
Yeah, it's the same
on the PC. So
is it open on the 20th or the 21st?
I heard that it opens on Friday for everyone.
Okay, so on Friday. So after this comes out, if you didn't pre-order it and you were on the fence and you hated Destiny 1, maybe give this a spin and be like, oh, wow, they've really improved this.
Or if you feel like they haven't, then there's that too.
Did you want to add anything? What you've been playing? You didn't write anything, so I assume you're just playing the same stuff.
Yeah. Just kind of been trucking along with the Secret World Legends. Kind of got into a new area that I hadn't really played before, which has been really cool. But that game remains really great. It's like I said, it's kind of hooked me, and I'm kind of cruising with it. And because I've been so interested in playing it, I've just been playing it to keep going, because I tend to have a tendency. I can speak, I swear. I tend to walk away from stuff and not really go back to it. Or if I do, it's a long time later. So with this, I've just kind of been sticking it out as long as I'm kind of interested. If I wake up on the weekend and I'm like, oh man, I want to play something, and if that's what I want to play, I've just been playing it, and I've still been enjoying it. And they're
it's
doing
so easy to
cool
get pulled
things
away.
Yeah, exactly.
There's shit coming out all the time, and you want to be part of the conversation.
Exactly. And
it's so hard to just like play the game you're playing, like.
And obviously, like, you know, doing what we do with the podcast and the website and stuff like that, I want to, you know, keep track of what's happening and what is new and exciting and what people are playing, staying relevant, etc. But at some point you got to realize, like, you know what, I'm gonna miss some stuff. I can't play everything.
Nope. Go back and play stuff you missed.
For
every new game I play, I'm gonna try and make myself play something old that I own that I never launched or I left by the wayside, because like I think I have to do that, because that pile of shame just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
I'm totally with you. I see my Steam account that is huge.
I thought I lost you for a second there.
Nope, I muted my microphone so that I could sneeze. Yeah, exactly. Figured everybody didn't need to hear that. I see my Steam account and it's huge, and there's so many games in there that I've purchased and either played none of at all, never even installed, or just games that I played like 1 or 2 hours.
I have almost 200 games on my Steam account.
I'm infamous for starting stuff. I love starting new things and seeing new things. And then, but of course, if you do that and you install, like right now, even on my computer, I think I've got probably 15 different games installed. Everything ranging from Kingdoms of Amalur to Mark of the Ninja, Overwatch, Smite.
Mark of the Ninja was a good game.
Secret Worlds, Berserk.
I beat Mark of the Ninja. That was a good game.
Paladins, Black Desert Online.
Yeah, no Paladins.
Dishonored, the first one. Far Cry 3 and 4 are both installed.
I don't think I have any MMOs on my machine right now.
And I have, I think, 3 or 4. So
when I reinstalled Windows, it did me a service by clearing my Steam library and starting from scratch. That's kind of why I was able to play Wolfenstein, because I don't look at this gigantic list of games.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I only have 10 things installed.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, I'm playing this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, like, and to be fair, I'm glad I have all that stuff installed, because I do find what happens is there'll be days when I'll sit down in front of my computer and that will actually be overwhelming, and I'll be like, oh, I don't know what to play. And then I'll probably download and install something else that's new off of my Steam account.
Stop it.
But there's also, that being said, there's also lots of times where, what was it, like a few months ago, where I went back and I finished Castlevania Lords of Shadow. That had been something that I'd started and I got halfway through.
That's on my pile of shame.
And then I sat down and I was like, you know what? I feel like playing a good third person kind of action game, and it was right there. And I was like, you know what? It's already installed. It's here. I'm just gonna finish it. I'm just gonna play through it over the next few days, and I'm glad I did. It was great. And then of course I started the second one, and I'm, halfway, maybe a quarter of the way through, give or take. And I know I'll go back to it. There's a few things I'm not sure that I'm overly excited about that they did with it, but I definitely know I'll go back to it. And that's why a lot of these I keep on here, just because I never know when I'm going to get in the mood. And if I'm in the mood, then I know that if they're there, I will play them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how some of these get finished. Sometimes I find it's a game that's getting a sequel. And I'm like, oh man, that game that I really enjoyed playing is getting a sequel. I really need to go back and finish that game.
Yeah. And that's what led into Wolfenstein for me.
Totally. Doom I had that installed, and I just finally was like, you know what? I gotta play through that and do it. And now you're talking about Wolfenstein, and now I want to play it.
We waited on Doom.
Well, I didn't wait nearly as long as you did.
No, but definitely we didn't play it when it first came out. And had I played Wolfenstein, then I would have probably played Doom like the day it came out.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like, oh, these guys make awesome freaking shooters. Like, what the fuck? Bethesda's on fire with this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
so now it's kind of backwards, but which is nice though, because Wolfenstein's totally playable. It's not like, oh god, this game feels like it came out today.
Yeah, it's not one of those games that you're like, oh man, this didn't age well from a gameplay perspective or something else, right?
And I've heard them mention it supports ultra wide, so fuck, that's bonus point. Everything that supports ultra wide, cha-ching.
Fair enough.
9 out of 10. That'll cost you $5,000. Thanks.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for what you've been playing.
Yeah, no, like I said, nothing really new, but
let's get into some news and stuff. Everybody loves the news. Nintendo announces production for the smaller new Nintendo 3DS has ended. This story from our friends at Kotaku was talking about Japan. This story I don't think this story's specifically been updated, but this applies to all regions now.
Yeah, I heard that initially it was Japan, then they came back.
Nintendo 3DS, not to be confused with the new Nintendo 3DS XL, is the small new 3DS. God, what a terrible fucking name.
Yeah.
The new Nintendo 3DS is the small one with the interchangeable faceplates, which I don't think was, besides special editions, was never a main released 3DS in North America. You can only get it as, like, say, like the Animal Crossing bundle, some other random special editions, and most famously the $99 Black Friday Mario edition, which was black and white versions of it.
Right.
And that's where I picked it up, just because I've always wanted one for the I don't play it. I'm playing Fire Emblem on my 3DS XL, and I play Pokemon on my 3DS XL, but I have the new small 3DS because I like buying faceplates for it. I think I have 4 different sets of faceplates, and I don't even play the
But you don't even use it?
No.
Good job,
It just
Rick.
makes me mad that the 3DS XL didn't have... I don't understand why that one doesn't have interchangeable faceplates. Like, how stupid is that? It's like free money.
You know why? I'll tell you why.
Why?
Nintendo.
That's why. Yes.
That's fucking why.
God.
I love them, but you know.
Yeah, they do some weird shit. So, not to be confused with the 3DS being discontinued. It's just now there's only 2 models. There's the new Nintendo 3DS XL, and then releasing this. Is it this Friday? I think it's this Friday, isn't it? Or is it next week? I think it might be next week.
The new 2DS XL?
The new Nintendo 2DS.
Right.
Which I saw at
stupid.
I saw at E3. Did I talk about it much? Like, I felt it and played with it.
Yeah, you got hands-on with it when you were at
Did I say
E3.
anything really about it? I can't remember what I said
talked about it. It was lighter than you expected it to be.
Yeah, it's lighter. It's a nice form factor. I just hate the color. The color's terrible. The stupid ring of color. I think it's ugly. Like, it feels good, and it, like, aesthetically, it looks good, but that two-tone color thing they have going on, it looks like a toy. It looks like a Nerf toy. I don't know. I don't like that. But I like the system. I like how it looks and feels. But just that weird color scheme, outer ring thing they have going on it, I don't like. But I'm not getting one, so it's a more affordable. It is a nice form factor. I just wish the colors weren't dumb. If the colors weren't dumb, I'd probably get. But
I'm still kind of choked that they're making games for a Nintendo 3DS that don't take use of the 3D.
Well, that's it. At the same time, I have a new Nintendo 3DS, and then there's like Metroid coming out in September, which they made an effort to make a good 3D game, and Fire Emblem's amazing in 3D, and the new Nintendo 3DS with the eye tracking 3D is awesome. So, I don't know. It's an entry level system for 3DS/2DS, which, you know, with an install base of 60 plus million, it makes sense to keep supporting this, because we all know Pokemon was one of the biggest selling games last year. So the 3DS ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Nintendo makes these types of decisions that you go, okay, so clearly they like money. They want to keep making things and selling them because they know they have 60 million people that own 3DSs, so they're going to keep making games for them. And then on the other hand, they do stupid shit like not releasing faceplates for the XL because Nintendo, and they stop making the Nintendo Mini, and it's just, I don't know, man. I feel like Nintendo honestly needs to get their shit together.
I
don't know how much of this stuff I can handle from them.
Don't worry, we've got more for you, my friend. Speaking of Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch Online app is out. Snuck out a couple days earlier than they announced it was releasing on Friday. To coincide with Splatoon 2. It is out now.
Right.
If you don't have the game, you can't really do much with it. You can't launch chats or anything, because I think you launch it all in game and the app just facilitates the connection to your friends.
It sounds like the stupidest thing in the world.
And then you need to run cords from your Switch to this 2-in-1 thing splitter to your phone. Anyway, you can download the app now. It's useless.
Until Splatoon 2 comes out.
Even when it is useful, it sounds like it's pretty useless, because for starters, you have to have the app active. It has to be basically the main screen app active.
As far as I'm aware, you
device.
have to have your screen on
yeah,
as well. You can't even lock your screen.
Lock your phone, switch to another app, kills the chat. You have to relaunch it, reconnect. It's
fucking believable.
Nintendo. Do.
Unreal.
It's like an app from like when iPhone first launched, like 2007 or something. Yeah,
I guess I should have known when Pokemon couldn't.
I don't
know.
understand why I can't. Like how maybe voice chat is too demanding for the specs they have and the 3. Doesn't make sense. Like, how do you not have a built-in chat client? How do you not have Bluetooth audio support for fucking wireless headsets? Why can't I just plug in a fucking set of headphones into my Switch and have a chat and game and app? Like, why?
Because Nintendo, dude.
I think it's more than Nintendo. I think the fucking Switch can't handle having voice chat and a game in portable mode. And that's why this fucking mishmash of wires and 2 devices to play a game. Like, are you kidding me?
I think that Nintendo made the Switch, and then afterwards, somebody at Nintendo said, hey, what about voice chat? And then everybody went, oh shit.
It really seems that way.
And now we're seeing the results of that.
So
I think that's more what happened.
Yeah. But obviously the app sucks right now. Everyone's lambasting it on the internet. It's getting shit on globally. Like, I don't think even the Nintendo fanboy defense force can save this one. But
all I can say is I hope
it's going to get better. I
mean, to be fair, what are the chances that I'm going to use voice chat in Splatoon anyways? But
I won't, but it guaranteed I'm just going to
I'm especially not going to.
Well, it's just easier for me to use my wireless headphones from my PC, jump in a Discord chat, and plug in a mini cable from my Switch to my PC headset. And then I get both audio with no dongles, no 2 devices, because my headset's wireless to my PC. And that seems to be the perfect solution for voice chat on the Switch for me. But it's still kind of janky, and I'm using something else. It just makes
Discord
no goddamn sense.
Phone and call it a day.
God damn it.
Yep.
God damn it, Nintendo.
They honestly, like, and again, and I say this... I say this with love because I've grown up with Nintendo my whole life. They're a huge reason why I am a gamer, etc., etc., etc. But honestly, man, at some point, it is so hard to stick up for stupid shit like this. Oh,
yeah, it is hard. That's like what I said. I don't think the Nintendo Defense Force can frickin' save them here. You can't be that blind to how bad some decisions have been.
Well, I just don't understand. Do they not have people testing this shit? Like, did not one of their testers go, "Hey, this is a terrible solution. Why are we doing this? Why don't we have this on? What are we going to do for voice chat?"
Maybe the only people who work at Nintendo are all yes men. But to be honest, I honestly think the Switch does not have the horsepower to have a voice chat in the background.
The hardware on the Switch is capable of pushing 4K video, and you're telling me that it can't do voice chat?
Maybe there's concessions that they make for the portable mode.
Put a freaking sound processor on board. No, I don't actually believe that. I bet you any money if I was to look up the Shield tablet.
Yeah, you'd think it would have a sound chip on it that can do
know it's got a
audio
sound chip
with
on it.
Zero effect on the CPU, right?
And if anything, it would be a small change to add recording on it. In fact, it probably does have recording on it because it's a tablet, and I'm sure that you've...
Did they screw up the freaking jack, the headphone jack they put on it, maybe? And it doesn't have a fucking mic in? I don't know. It's so stupid. Like you said, where is the guy who raised the red flags on this?
I don't know if he raised the red flags and nobody gave a shit. And they were just like, hey, you, shut up. And he was like, all right, fine.
Splatoon 2 comes out Friday. There's no voice chat, regardless of what they say.
Speaking of Splatoon, did you get an opportunity to check out the Splatoon 2
I forgot
beta
about that.
on the weekend?
I should have put that in my What You've Been Playing. God damn, I forgot.
It was like the worst possible time for me. I was downtown at the beach and having a life.
I took part in the Splatfest. I chose Team Ice Cream. Team Ice Cream came out on top.
Okay.
Fuck all your haters. You fucking cake. Stick your cake up your ass. Ice cream's the shit.
Okay.
Sorry. That's what the Splatfest was. You were either a Team Cake or Team Ice Cream. It was Splatoon. It was on the Switch. It looked amazing. I had a lot of fun. I was playing it at my mother-in-law's house wirelessly in portable mode. I had a good time. It was fun. I did really good. Most often than not, I was one of the top killers on my team.
Sweet.
That being said, we did not win every game. It was kind of like a 50-50 split.
Okay, well, it's
depending with the randos. Like some games we just... Because it isn't about kills. I like killing people because I'm a mass murderer. And, I get my, rocks off shooting people in video games. Mm-hmm. But in Splatoon, you're supposed to cover the level with paint, right? That's the whole point of the game, of winning the match. And, sometimes I kill a lot of people. And
to win the match, you have whoever has the most paint down, right? Or the most of the level painted?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can have 100 kills, and if you don't have more coverage of the map with your color, the other team wins. So sometimes I guess we got matches where guys weren't concentrating on that, or just the other guys were really good at coordinating, and maybe people were playing together and coordinating, because I wasn't coordinating. I was just completely random solo queue player with random people. So it was fun. I had a good time. I liked it. I'm so surprised at how good it looks and how well it runs. It's amazing. It's for a handheld, like in handheld mode, to be playing that game. Wow. It looks better than the Wii U version, and I can take it out of my house. That's awesome. And it's a fun shooter. Some of the new weapons were cool. The new power-ups were neat. I think there was only 2 stages in it. I used the dualies, which were like the dual-wielding guns. I really like those. Okay. Fair enough. It had a cool your super move with those weapons. You chose your weapons at the start of the match or when you customize your player. Mm-hmm. And I think the super move is tied to the weapon, which I think in the full game you can mix up a little more. And in this version, at least, I don't know. I could have been doing it wrong. Depending on what weapon I chose the super move. It was like you had a big rocket pack. It was almost like McCree's superpower, hero power. Oh, okay. When you kind of like slowly zoom in and then all of a sudden kill everybody. Yeah, it didn't do a zoom in, but like you'd see like little cursors appear on the enemy teammates. So if they were in your view, it would lock onto them, and then basically you'd shoot a barrage of missiles out of this basically missile pack on your back, and it wouldn't necessarily kill them guaranteed, but if they were not paying attention or not making an effort to dodge, it was going to lock onto them and kill them. So you could essentially kill the whole team, which I did once or twice with that. So I really liked that. It was pretty cool. It wasn't as instant as a high noon, like it wasn't game over when you were locked on. If you were a victim of this weapon, you'll see like a homing missile beacon on the ground, basically on your feet. And it did follow you to a certain degree as you moved. So it wasn't just step out of it and you're fine. You had to like wait till the opportune time and do like a dodge roll, and then you can get away from it. So it wasn't too difficult to get away, but I guess depending where you were, it might be harder to avoid. Interesting. Okay. It's cool. I like. So is this like you're picking this up for sure, or is this like you've already pre-ordered? You're still kind of on the fence a bit. I'm on the fence because right now I'm playing Wolfenstein. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have this game because this might be pretty fun to play. Locally at like PAX or something with people in lineups and stuff. Who knows? Okay. And I really like the campaign. Did they say if they had like ad hoc, like local? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. It has a campaign similar to the first one, apparently. It's gotten decent reviews. I shared a story of the reviews. It's been getting pretty decent reviews.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's been pretty solid right around the...
Whether I get it on Friday or not, I don't know. I might magically be getting it from Nintendo, so that may also dictate when and if I get it.
Fair enough.
But who knows? That's not for certain. Metal Gear turns 30.
It is. It makes me feel old when I hear that.
It makes you feel old. It makes me feel old. Because I was a young child when the first one came out. And I've been here the entire time.
Yeah, man. I remember playing the first one for me, it was the Nintendo.
Yeah,
I know it came out on
was the first
various other platforms in
That was the
Europe,
first for all of us.
Yeah.
In Japan, it came out on multiple consoles.
Yeah,
before the
aren't even really consoles necessarily.
No, they're like computers.
Yeah, they were like home computer weird things.
I don't even know the names of them all, but either way, Metal Gear, fucking iconic franchise. Happy 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I think you can find
There's
that
a game I need to go back and play through.
I beat the first act, but I haven't beat the second act, so I guess I'm 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, like that's a game I'm actually considering rebuying on PC, actually.
Yeah, the PC.
I've heard the PC version is great. I've heard it runs great. And the idea of playing it with a mouse and keyboard is super interesting to me.
Considering how much more first person there is, isn't it? My buddy's been playing it on PC and he really likes it.
Yeah, so I don't know.
We already talked about the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff. It has Toy Story World, and it's coming out in 2018. Yeah, it's coming out in 2018. They said it was, so
yeah, man.
It's happening.
Yeah. At some point. Now, the question is did they say if it was early 2018?
No,
or
2018. So it's coming out in Christmas 2018. It'll get delayed to 2019. So, I mean, 2018.
It'll be spring 2019. I mean,
yeah. We'll see. That game is, god damn it. Titanfall 2, co-op horde mode, Frontier Defense drops
free for everybody who owns the game
next week. Yeah, so that's
like a
cool.
Giant free.
They had the horde mode
expansion pack
in Titanfall 1.
Yes, they did,
and that was a lot of fun.
It sucks that it came out so late in Titanfall 1's because like
it came out like a year or two after, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a solid between 6 months to a year afterwards. I definitely came back and played some of it, but the problem that I ran into was like there just wasn't enough people playing it anymore at that point to really. It was kind of hard to find games, and it was the player base wasn't there. Unfortunately,
yeah, we went back and played it on our boys' night, but had it come out earlier in its lifespan, we probably would have been playing that game a lot longer than we did. That's cool. Titanfall 2 is still dropping content, so clearly it's not doing terrible, because I'm pretty sure if it wasn't doing well, like some other games, Mass Effect, Andromeda, cough, they wouldn't be releasing this shit, so that's awesome. And yeah, the fact that it's free, dope.
They also said that the plan for Titanfall 2 was to play a bit of the long game on it, and so that type of stuff was going to be released and stuff to try and keep people interested and keep playing, right?
Speaking of Doom, earlier in the episode, Doom's paid DLC is now free for everybody.
Wow.
It's part of a big 6.66 get it? 666 patch. They never had any single player DLC. They had like multiplayer stuff. You could play as demons, new weapons, I think new maps. There's a huge patch dropping. I think it's this weekend. Yeah, it's this weekend. And all the multiplayer stuff, is for free now. So if you didn't buy it, you get it. And the game's on sale this weekend as well for
Wow.
$15 apparently.
Jeez.
There's a demo free weekend this weekend. I don't know if that's just PC or across all consoles.
If you don't own it, what are you waiting for?
Yeah. That was in our top 5 of last year, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It might have been in our top 3 for last year. It was solid.
Yeah. Dope ass game.
Yeah.
That's it for news. Well, I got some updates. That Oculus sale price is actually going all summer.
I saw that.
So in Canada and US it's $3.99 and in Canada it's $5.49.
Yeah.
Oculus with touch controllers. That's going. Apparently, it's the Summer of Oculus promotion, and I think it's going all summer, at least for the whole month, or if not longer. So, yeah,
I heard
now that bad decision has a lot more time to be made on my part.
I heard, and I don't know.
There's an event.
Well, I heard. Hold on. I heard one of the guys. One of the guys at work was, and I haven't had a chance to follow up on this story, but apparently he was telling me that he was reading a story. He thought it was on CNET, but again, it's hearsay. I haven't had a chance to follow up on this story yet. He was saying that some of those Oculuses that they were releasing may have been almost like refurbs, and apparently a bunch of people were having problems with them.
With the cheap bundles they're sending out right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
so they were almost thinking, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I have not had a chance to follow up on that and find out if that's actually a thing or if it just was a small handful of people. But apparently a bunch of people that bought it during the Amazon sale ended up, and like I said, for all I know, they bought it from a third party reseller and that they were selling
and didn't
them.
notice.
I mean, I have no idea.
That can happen.
Yep. So yeah, but, yeah,
well,
like I said,
I haven't heard that, but hopefully not, because keep considering getting one. But then I hear there's an event in a few weeks. Apparently there's an Oculus event. I don't know if it's in close to Gamescom in August or in early September, but apparently there's an Oculus event happening, and that may explain as to why this price drop exists, because if they're announcing a new headset soon, who knows?
Do you think they would release a new headset so soon already?
Well, it's been a year and a half.
Well, I mean, it's essentially been a year, though.
I mean, know, maybe they're trying to shed all the bad press they had. I don't know.
I just, in a way, it feels like it would almost be too soon at this point. Just
it does.
Trying to get headsets into people's hands. And
I think even people who just bought them a year ago might be pretty fucking choked that you're getting everything for half price.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're kind of already partly there just because of this price drop, which is pretty significant.
That's
you still have to buy you still have to buy one of the sensors or whatever, but it still comes with the touch, so.
Oh, and Nintendo got back to me about $99 Switch price, Switch games.
Ooh, do tell.
They're $79.
Interesting.
For some weird reason, they provided $99 placeholders. They didn't tell me why.
Huh.
I'm going to guess all the negative press and reaction from retailers. And maybe the change in the dollar. Maybe Nintendo was anticipating the Canadian dollar to drop more, and that didn't happen.
Instead, it went the other way, where the Canadian dollar got significantly stronger.
I think we actually are the highest we've been, whereas we were close to the highest. I think we hit 80 cents today.
Yeah, we're a lot closer.
So I think maybe their predictions were off, and then they're just backpedaling now back to the 79, which is good. So,
yeah, $100 was way too much.
Yeah, but that's weird. Even
79 is hard. I'm not gonna lie.
No, 79 sucks. It totally sucks, because 79 is still, after taxes, is almost $90 for a game.
Yeah.
I remember the days of $69.99. Those were that hurt less when you I don't know. We're pretty good at knowing
$59.99.
We're pretty good at knowing what's good and what to get, so we don't get burned too often. But just even if it is a good game, sometimes $90 is a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, it's especially hard when it's a new release and it's maybe a single player game that you're going to play between 6 and 8 hours.
Because you buy a couple,
you still want to play, and you still think that it's in a way worth it. But suddenly at $100, you're thinking, maybe I'll wait for this to come out on a sale instead of just buying it.
You buy a few games and you're at a console price. You buy a few more games, you're at a video card. You buy a few more games, you're at a VR headset, And it's like when you put it in that perspective, it's just like, ugh. Maybe I can have some restraint and I can get the big toys I want.
I've been actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. I've been considering every time there's a game that's not a must buy, but I'm kind of on the fence about buying, taking that money and setting it aside. And then every time I do that, how long would it take for, like you said, to be able to buy a new video card?
Not long. Not at what they cost.
Exactly. 4 games. That's almost $400.
That's it for news, obviously. PSAs. Go download the Destiny beta. Go buy Splatoon 2 if you like the first one. Free-for-alls. Free-for-all section. I don't really have anything except for that I watched Game of Thrones and holy shit balls.
I did not.
Man, that was a great season opener. Man, I missed that series. And man, did I ever swear out loud when the episode ended like I do every time. I get so angry when it ends. Every time I'm like, because I just want more. I want it to keep going. Like if it was a Netflix show, I would have watched the whole season already.
Right, because you would have binged it.
Oh, I would have binged it so hard that like I would have to go to rehab. But man, what a great opening! If you haven't watched Game of Thrones, I don't know. I guess if you don't like fantasy and magic, it ain't for you. But man, what a fantastic!
For some people, it's a little too over the top. It's a little too gory. There's a little too much nudity. There's a little too, Or
some people don't have an imagination and don't like anything grounded in reality, and they don't like fun. This is an awesome imagining of like a super, super geek franchise. I know some people are butthurt and they're like, this ain't the books I read. This is like, feels like a fan fiction of the lore and the books I love. But man, this is better than that Twilight garbage. Like, this is a good bringing something that's beloved to our culture, to the main stream.
To the masses.
Yeah, like Sopranos meets Dungeons and Dragons, basically, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this could have been like freaking, I don't know. I can't even think. It could have just been shit. And it's not.
Well, I think you already said what it could have been.
But yeah, anyway, fuck. That first.
Yeah.
If you're not watching it, man, Game of Thrones is hands down one of my favorite television series.
I just need to catch up on it again is the problem. I watched the first.
It's had some ups and downs episode wise, but with something so big, they always do, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's hard to, have the pedal to the metal 24/7 in like a franchise that's this big and this long. So they've done so well. And
yeah, no, I plan on going back and finishing all of the. Like I said, I've watched the first, I believe it was the first 2 or 3 seasons. And then it's, my wife loves the show, but she can't watch it too close to bed and she doesn't want me to watch it without her. And, it's just, it's one of those things.
Yeah. I don't give my wife a choice. We watch it every week. I can't wait. I don't like saving episodes. She's like, we should save up a couple episodes. And I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I got to see it.
Yeah.
People were bitching on Twitter about spoilers. You must follow assholes because I follow a lot of people on Twitter, but no one said anything that spoiled anything, and I didn't have to step away from the internet. I feel sorry for, I don't know, if you follow people who spoil shit like that on Twitter or on Facebook, you just need to unfollow those people.
not to sound like a dick, but you also don't have 1 million people following you or 100,000 people, or, you know what I mean? Like that, I think is also part of it, is you start hitting a point where you have so many people that follow you, and it can get, you know,
I guess maybe I guess maybe some people just they tweet at you with spoilers.
Yep, exactly.
That's the worst.
Yep. So, you know, not everybody is
I guess
cool.
I guess if you make your account private, but
yep,
then that doesn't make it, you have to approve everyone who follows you. That seems like a pain in the ass too.
Yeah, it does sound like a pain in the ass.
Do you have anything to add, Dane?
No, man. My wife and I we were caught up on Preacher. We watched the first 4 episodes of the new season.
I think I only watched the first 2, so I'm behind on that now.
Yeah, we caught up this week, and we're both super into that right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, that shows too much for my wife.
This new season is freaking going all kinds bananas. Of crazy. It's awesome. And it only gets crazier as we've gone on. So that show's amazing. I love it. My wife loves it in a weird way. She has a love-hate relationship with it. There's a part of her that is like, this shit is crazy, and why the fuck am I watching it? And then it's like, but we should watch more. So I'm okay with it. I like it a lot. Outside of that, I haven't really...
You didn't end up watching Spider-Man?
I didn't. I wanted to, but we had friends that were moving out of town, and so my Saturday ended up going to visit them, and then we were downtown, so we did dinner and stuff, and it just, and then we had some other friends that were flying over to Europe for like 5 weeks, so we ended up like hanging out with them on Sunday, and it
Isn't
just
that my sister?
never really, well, and her husband, so it just never happened. I'm thinking I'm gonna probably see it on Saturday this weekend, but it's hard because my wife really wants to see Valerian as well, which comes out this weekend, so
I want to see that one too, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the theater to watch that one.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there, but I'm hopeful. It's mainly the time thing. It's not even so much the, like the money to go see movies. It's the time, like the going and just being able to do it on the weekends and stuff. Cause like during the week, it's not really a thing that we can do, just where we are located in conjunction to where the theater is. It's not a short trip. It's like a solid, like half an hour, 40 minutes away from where we live, and then by the time the movie's over at night, and then by the time you get home, and it just doesn't really work for us during the week. So it's like, then I'm on the weekends, and and it's, if you're trying to do anything on either Saturday night, or we tend to go see actually a lot of matinees. We like the 4:00 movie on a Sunday. That's kind of our jam. A lot of the time we tend to do that. But yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know we got something going on Sunday that I think I can't really not miss, but outside of that, I think we're more or less free. So yeah, games will be played and stuff will be watched. Oh, I did finish Castlevania actually, which is of course 4 episodes, which was not huge or anything. That shit's real good.
Yeah, it gets way better. Eh?
Oh man, the way it ends, I was just like, no!
I know. That was a total
such
moment.
A tease. Like, such a tease. But apparently they've already said seasons 2 is in the works.
And apparently it's not long.
Yeah, apparently it's not going to be that far away.
Probably
I'm hearing like this fall or something. So that's cool. But I love it. If you're a Castlevania, so good. I feel like if you're a fan of Castlevania at all, like you deserve just go watch it.
They took the right freaking lore to play with, that's for sure.
And they didn't hold any punches, man. It is gory and it is gruesome, and there's the one where
I'm pretty sure I said don't watch this
eyeballs
with kids.
Or
don't watch this with kids.
It's not a kid show. There's one where he whips a guy's finger off to disarm him, and another one where he, I think, whips a guy's eyeball out of the socket. you see guys getting ripped apart. Like it's gory, but it's done well and it makes sense.
Yeah, there's some
It's not-
disturbing visuals.
Yes.
Like a
The subject matter, of course, is, it's intense. But it's awesome. I love it. I think they've done a great job, and I can't wait to see more.
I really liked it too. But if you hate anime,
I think I tweeted at Joe Madera and those guys, and I said, "Man, we need to get a Battle Chasers anime going in that same vein. Would be amazing."
That would be dope. Yeah. But if you hate anime, you're not going to like Castlevania.
Probably not for you. Yeah.
I'm going to say we're good, my friend. We have an episode 116.
That is a show.
You can follow me on Twitter at Rick F. No KRICF.
You can always come bug me on Twitter at Dane Cody at DAYNECODY.
Like, follow, subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and the YouTube's Geekoholics everywhere. Share us with your friends. Give us a review on iTunes. Subscribe to us there as well. Even if you don't have iTunes, somehow subscribe to us. Tell your friends. Tell the world that these two nerds get down every week and talk about some cool ass shit.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for listening. Thanks for everyone who's returned. Welcome, and thank you to new listeners. Thanks for checking us out and giving us your valuable time. Hopefully you'll be back next week, because we will.
Heck yeah.
Until next week, I'm going to say we're out.
Catch you guys later.
Peace.